Despite Harvey's horrific toll, there are incredible stories of perseverance and courage from regular Americans caught in the middle of the onslaught. One of those people is Jake Lewis, who suddenly became an amateur rescuer amid the flooding in Houston. He joins us now on the phone from New Braunfels, Texas. Jake, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you just take us through? So you went to bed around 11 a.m. on Saturday night. You received a coworker at 6 a.m., which is what got you out of your room. Tell us what happened after that.
They decided to leave. I moved up to a second story, and I decided it was time to leave because water's just going to keep rising. And I knew I could kind of get out safely, and I took matters in my own hands and got out of there. I mean, the roads are crazy, but, I mean, I got out of there.
Now, question. As you were out there rescuing these people, I understand that you were using your truck. You were eventually trying to swim with people. As this was happening, did you have any idea of what the weather was going to be like, if it was going to get worse, or were you not really thinking about that and just focusing on helping out these other people?
Well, I mean, I technically didn't swim out to somebody. I tried, and I wasn't very successful, but there were people sitting on the side of the road, and, I mean, they were, you know, in thigh-high water, and they needed to get out of there, and they had no clue what was going on. I mean, they were disoriented. I mean, they just shocked, just kind of like I was, and I just didn't want to leave them there, so I picked them up and took them to safety, I guess.
Jake, you are no doubt doing really God's work in this moment, and everybody across the country thanks you for it. My question to you is, every time you go back out there, and it's my understanding that you're about to turn around and go back out there again for another rescue effort, you are putting yourself also at great risk. Can you tell us and walk us through the risk calculation that you go through internally and decide that you're going to go back out there and go into that arena?
I'm really not thinking about it like that. I mean, I went home and I was sitting there and I was dry and I took a hot shower and I laid down. I couldn't sleep. And last night was rough. And just knowing that there's people out there that, you know, they're sitting on a roof or they're stuck in an attic or, you know, the worst possible scenario. And I can't sleep like that. And I just had to go. I have to come back.
I understand you're about to borrow a boat. What's your plan? Where are you going to head?
I have 3 friends. They brought a boat down. Their name's Justin Elliott, Charlie Boys, and Cole Haribold. And they came down here, and I'm about 30 minutes behind them. I'm trying to find them right now. And we understand there's, like, people stranded at a church we're going to try to get to. So I'm just trying to find them right now.
Jake, quick question. About how many individuals, adult-sized people, can fit into the boat when you go get one grouping of them?
I'm thinking with the 4 of us on the boat, we could, I mean, 3 or 4 people, I mean, and just take trips back and forth and try to reassure these people we're coming back for them. I mean, we're trying to find a way there now. They are. I'm trying to catch up with them, and we can get this going.
And how long is that distance, Jake, that you're going from the site that you collect the individuals in the boat and then drop them off to safety? How far of that distance can you estimate it being?
I really have no clue. I have no clue.
Well, Jake, thank you so much for joining us. Please stay safe, and please know that our prayers are with you and your neighbors and your family.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jillian, so when you hear, interviews like this, what comes to mind? What's in your mind right now? What's in your heart right now, sort of hearing some of these stories?
I think Ebony's right, that these types of folks are really out there doing God's work, and they're filling in the gaps. The inevitable gaps that come even when the government is perfectly coordinated, which doesn't ever happen, despite the best intents of everybody. One of the things the president touted earlier was coordination at the national, state, and local levels, and that's something that has been implemented anecdotally to much greater effect in this storm than we've seen in previous major hurricanes like this. So that's a wonderful thing that's happening, but it's stories like these that show us that folks on the ground, neighbors, friends, family members are really the ones who are going to carry a lot of people through this.
What's your thoughts just hearing these stories?
It makes me glad to be human. It makes me recognized as a humanist. I'm not a person that prays or subscribes to religion or whatnot. And if that's helpful, great. But it is the work of human hands. It's the work of people saying, I'm going to put myself at risk to save another human life, because human life is the greatest good that we have, and it's always to be protected. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, wet, dry, whatever. It's about putting humanity first, and that's the greatest thing that any human can do.